Hi, I'm Maureen from Essential Fitness.
I'm Cynthia.
And today what we want to talk to you about is the expectations that women have when they start workout programs. And I want to address some of the frustrations that a lot of our clients have in the first 90 days with Essential Fitness. And so I've been doing this for a really long time, almost 25 years. And it wasn't too long ago that I started thinking about our process here at Essential Fitness. And it seems like every woman that comes in has to go through this difficulty of the first 90 days. Haven't you seen that in your experience?
Yes, over the 90-day time period, they think they should have been losing more weight, or they should be getting stronger and be lifting more weight. But the focus is really on getting them through certain activities during the first 90 days, of which are the way you move, what you eat, and your attendance in class.
Yeah, the habits of coming in frequently. So our program is different here than I think what a lot of women have learned through the years. And unfortunately, what industry has done today is it's all about quick fix. The boot camps and the really over-the-top workouts. And there's also workouts that are like, just come for 20 minutes once a week and get six-pack abs, and they're all lies, and they are not set up for your long-term success. I wish that we could give people an ultimate transformation in 90 days. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, and would you also say then it's in your 40s, 50s, and 60s?
Yes.
Hard to do that.
It's not like you were in your 20s, and women out there that are now 50 that come in through our doors and they want to get in the best shape of their lives, they want to get strong, they want to lose weight, and they want to tone up, they're always surprised by how long it takes. And I was reflecting on this a month or so ago, and I thought to myself, how can we make this easier? How can we speed up the process? Because I hate to see women struggle. I hate to see them frustrated. There have been so many women that have been on these treadmills that are like walking on the treadmill and going, I haven't lost any weight yet, and I'm working so hard. And here's the facts of the matter. It takes longer than you think. If you're over 40 or 45, it just is going to take longer. So first you have to reconcile yourself to the fact that it's going to take longer than you think. Second, in the regard that it's not a quick fix, this is a lifestyle. If you want to create something and create momentum in something that is going to last you for the next 10, 20, or 30 years, it is not a high-intensity boot camp. That is not designed for your longevity. That is designed to like beat you up, make you feel like you got this crazy good workout, and send you out the door with no care to how you're moving or how you're feeling or your form, anything like that. So this process is just different.
And I think if you had the term in your head, slow down to speed up, because if you slow down and take everything that Maureen is saying in the first 90 days, at that point, you'll start to reach a point where you can then speed it up. Not quite boot camp or whatever else over the top workout, but right where you are at that 90-day time period, then you can start adding on and speeding up. But you have to slow down first.
Correct. And that goes as well into movement patterns. Ladies, so many of you have been sitting at a desk for a really long time or raising a family, and you haven't been moving in all the different planes of motion, and or if you've been working out in different situations and they haven't taken the time to really slow you down and make sure that your form is correct, we spend at least 2 months fixing your movement patterns. So that is involved in lunges. When your knees look like this in your lunges, guess what? You're not gonna get any weight for like 8 weeks, because it's gonna take me that long to get these structures loosened up enough so that your knees and your hips are all in the same plane, and that takes time. Adding weight, holding more dumbbells, or adding speed is actually your enemy when it comes to that.
Yeah, it's not a one and done. You're not gonna be able to fix it first and then go, oh, the ongoing movement pattern is gonna stay the same. It won't. It's time and again. Every time you're here, we're gonna make sure you're doing it right, and then you have to keep repeating that.
Correct. It just doesn't fix itself overnight because you've been moving the same way for a really long time. And then on that note, there are a lot of people who come in here really crooked. Their knees are twisted out and their feet do this, or they're like, oh, my hip is really tight, so my knee has to do this. Not true. It just means that you have to take a little bit more time to straighten everything out so that your knees feel great when you're working out, not the opposite. They shouldn't feel worse.
Patience.
Patience.
It takes what it takes.
Yeah.
It takes what it takes.
So then, now we've talked about the fact that our program is different. We've talked about the fact that we have to fix some movement patterns. We're talking about patience. Next, let's talk about your food. You've been doing things and or potentially been gaining weight for years or decades. Could be just a little bit at a time.
Right.
But potentially overeating and undermoving for a long time. And your metabolism doesn't change that fast, especially as you get older. You don't have a ton of muscle mass, so you're not burning calories at rest because you haven't been weight training. And perhaps you've dieted on and off for decades. I tried South Beach, I tried a cleanse, I've tried Weight Watchers, I've tried Nutrisystem, I've tried Lindora. All these things that you've tried in the past are now working against you. So what it requires is the patience, but we call it making your body a believer. So when you start eating making better choices with your food, eating more lean protein, eating more frequently, not skipping meals,
drinking after 7.
Yeah, not eating after 7, going to bed a little hungry.
Minimize your sugar.
Minimize your sugar. Drink more water. We could go on and on. There's a lot of things.
But they're basics, right?
And a lot of things that you have to change over time, right? These things take time. And you have to stay with it long enough until your body now believes you. And your body's like, oh, she's going to eat on regular intervals. And I'm not getting as many calories as I got before. And instead of your body kind of holding on to calories as a result, it's going to start letting that go. And you're going to start burning fat, stored fat, rather than constantly filling yourself with carbohydrates.
Right.
Or potentially maybe pulling an entire food group away.
Yeah, under eating. No, we see it more often than you think.
And so you're going to have a series of starts and stops when you begin this journey, and you're not going to be perfect. I think a lot of women think that they're going to be perfect and they're going to see amazing results in 30 days.
Or it will take 2 weeks of being perfect, and how come nothing's changing?
Right. And then they get frustrated because nothing's changed. And so you're not going to be perfect. You're going to have mistakes. You're going to overeat on the weekend. You're going to overdrink. You're going to have a birthday. You're going to have an anniversary. And it takes time to be 75% good, for that 75% good to keep adding up and create momentum.
Consistently doing the right things for a longer period of time.
Yeah. So what we want you to know is a couple things. For our new clients, we want you to know that this is not a quick process, that it takes about 90 days to create some momentum. And for maybe people who aren't our clients out there, we also want you to know that whatever program you choose, hopefully you are learning to eat a well-balanced diet. Hopefully your expectations are realistic. And hopefully you have coaches in your corner that are teaching you how to move correctly before they start loading you up.
Love it.
Yes. Okay, and then finally, our final thought is that we have tons of clients that have been with us for a very long time. They stay with us for years, and we have a 90% retention rate for a reason, because women love the results that they get and they don't get injured. And in that regard, you know, you have to give it 90 days. And no client that has had tremendous results here got momentum in less than 90 days.
It's true.
Every single one of them. We couldn't think of one. And I wish it could be easier, but it's almost like we can kind of see you transforming before our eyes. That the struggle you go through in month 1 and month 2, keep at it. And as we say, keep crossing the threshold, keep going, because sooner or later you will create momentum and you will start seeing more results. It doesn't require perfection. It just requires consistency.
Of the right things.
Commitment to the process, knowing that you are going to get to the other side. And so when it comes time for you, when you're at about your 8-week mark, 9, 10-week mark, 11-week mark, when things haven't happened quickly enough for you, we want you to examine your food choices to make sure that you're not out eating your workouts, which you can do.
Right.
How many changes have you made with your nutrition? And then it might just be the fact that you have to do this longer than you think.
And you just have to continue to believe in our belief that it will happen, that you will see the results that you really desire right away. But it needs to take 90 days and even then some. It's not even a 90-day magic miracle at that point either, but you just have to keep crossing the threshold and believing that we know it will happen.
Yes.
If you keep making those changes, and food is a big one. Food, we tend to think, I'm working so hard, I'm doing it, but you need to keep paying attention.
Yes.
Making it happen.
Yes. Finally, I think the last thing that we said in the beginning of this video was the habit of working out. And a lot of women, they start coming here 2 times a week or 3 times a week. Well, guess what? You're not doing it 5 days a week or 4. What do you think your body is going to listen to the most? Doesn't mean you have to come in here and commit to 7, but if you can commit to 4 or 5 with a couple days off in between, that's going to get you momentum very quickly compared to somebody who might only be in here twice a week.
Right? Agreed.
Yeah. So that's our message for you today. Hang in there no matter where you are. You can always do a little bit better. You can eat a little bit better. You can maybe work out a little bit more and commit to the process. Know that it's going to take a little longer than you think, but if you've made a decision, you're going to stick with it.
Yes.
Okay.
Decide and do it.
Decide and do it. That's our message for you today, you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you on the next video.